So, it's been a while since we talked about any Disney movies, hasn't it? For two reasons. First of all, the last Disney movie was, or the last animated Disney movie was Sword in the Stone. And between that and The Jungle Book, it was like one of the longest gaps between Disney movies. Um, the other reason is, I've been having a lot of delays over, you know, ever since I covered Sword in the Stone. In fact, I think it was right after I did Sword in the Stone that I started taking longer and longer breaks between certain videos. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into the swing of this. Um, but yeah, that certainly didn't help matters. And yeah, it's probably been almost a year now since or at least it's felt like a year since I've covered the last Disney movie. Anyway, okay, it hasn't been that long, but still. Um, so what do I say about the Jungle Book? Well, this is the last movie that was produced by Walt Disney himself, who died during the production. So yeah, so this is pretty much the last movie from the man himself. And yeah, it'll show in the next couple Disney films where they you know, steal animations from other Disney movies and there'll be like a Winnie the Pooh movie, which is like a bunch of shorts from that they previously released put together into one movie. So yeah, it's going to be a rough transition period for Disney from here on. But as for the movie itself, I like it. It's I think my main issue, I know nothing about the original books. Yeah, the original Jungle Book. Um, but um, yeah, it's a very loose adaptation. But I know very little about the original story, and recently I have rewatched that live action remake. I think that's probably one of the better live action remakes that Disney's done recently. Um, if not the best, quote best, it's all right. I don't love it or anything, but it's a nice little adaptation. I think both this movie and the live action remake have their pros and cons. So yeah, it's kind of a tougher comparison than all the other remakes that are they're either shameless copies of the animated version or just total crap Maleficent and that the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movies, and we got a Dumbo movie coming out by Tim Burton, so that's another. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. As for the movie itself, um, yeah, it's enjoyable enough for the most part. There's some pretty entertaining characters. Baloo's a lot of fun. His voice actor puts a lot. He has a lot of fun with the role. Bagheera is likable enough. Shere Khan, steal every scene they're in. Um, yeah. I mean, let's see. Yeah, the voice acting is pretty solid. Um, um, Sterling Holloway was born to voice a snake at some point. Um, And there's some. Oh yeah, King Louie's fun too. There's some. There's some fun slapstick here and there. Some fun and little animation moments. They put a lot into Kaw's. You know, yeah, all the Kaw animations are a lot of fun, and I might have just named all of the best aspects of the movie. Um, I think the main thing that keeps me from like really enjoying it that much is it can get very slow at points, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I slow moments can help. They can help. Uh, they can help you take in the scenery and the emotions, and there's also some really nice emotional moments. Well, I'll get to that. But yeah, at times it does feel like it's like really slowing to a crawl, and let's see. Uh, yeah, I was really enjoying it at the beginning. It's just that about halfway through, it really started slowing down. Um, but yeah, there's enough good stuff in this movie that it's worth a watch. So I guess there's some other good things to talk about. The music is pretty solid, for a '60s animated movie. Um, we've all heard Bare Necessities and I Want to Be Like You like a million times by now. Um, Trust in Me is a pretty memorable song. I also enjoy the elephant marching and the girls' song at the end. It's pretty nice, if a little sexist maybe, or well, it's I guess it's just the location, Indian Indian jungle. I guess that's just what you know. That was the female role back then. She fetches the water as a kid, and then when she's an adult, she cooks in the home, as the song says. Anyway, yeah. So, there's also the little, some character development between Baloo and Mowgli. Um, you know, when Baloo finds him, he like wants him to stay with him. They quickly become friends, and Mowgli doesn't want to go to the man village, so yeah. But then when Baloo hears about Shere Khan and how he wants to kill Mowgli, um, he decides he's gotta tell the kid that he needs to go back to the man village, um, and yeah, probably my favorite scene in the whole movie is just Baloo trying to tell Mowgli about how he needs to get back to the man village, because it's kind of heartbreaking. You can tell Baloo's like really struggling to speak, and but Mowgli's just oblivious to everything. He's just he's just happy about being a bear, and when Baloo finally has to get it out to him, Mowgli's definitely upset, and he feels betrayed, and then he's runs off on his own, and he gets into trouble with Kaa, and then he meets with these vultures who try to make friends with him, but Shere Khan crashes the party, and Baloo tries to save him and gets almost killed, I guess, before they chase him off with fire. It's a It is worth noting that the vultures were they were planning to cast the Beatles as the Vultures. Would have been kind of fun, but yeah, it's you can kind of tell it was kind of written for the Beatles because the song that they sing is very Beatles esque. Um, and yeah, the fact that they really heavily help Mowgli in chasing Shere Khan off, like yeah, they're like super helpful. So like it's like the ultimate celebrity cameo role. Like just let this character voiced by a famous celebrity come in and have them be super helpful and yeah. Uh, but yeah, it's I overall like the story beats. I like how they tell the story, how they explain everything. The villain has a very simple but effective motive. He wants to kill the kid before he grows up and can kill him. Um, what else? I mean, yeah, it's a good movie. It's definitely not like I wouldn't put it up at my favorites with like Snow White and Pinocchio, but it's enjoyable enough. It might take a little bit of patience to sit through, but it's still definitely worth a watch. I guess I might say it's like a little better than the live action remake, but it's pretty close in this case. I'd probably say they're both better than that other live action remake that came. Well, not really a remake, but the adaptation that came out a little more recently with um, what's his name, Gollum, Andy Serkis. He directed the movie. It was okay. It was, it had a couple moments I enjoyed, but the character designs were cartoony and it overall felt pretty generic. Um, anyway, yeah, the out of the three movies, I'd say this animated one is probably the best, but I'd say it has a slight margin over the live action remake because I do think there are some things that the live action remake does that this one doesn't quite pull off, but still, this is probably the one I'd recommend the most. Um, so yeah, pretty good movie. I guess I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Um, and is there anything else? Well, that's all I can say for now. So I'll leave it at that before if I have anything else, as usual, I'll put it in the comments. So yeah, I guess I'll leave it there. Mash it and smash it, signing off.